What advice would I give a young practitioner in HR? I think my advice would be, as you're learning to navigate an organization, learning to navigate your career, typically you come in and you're part of the group, you're part of the pack, you're part of your coworkers, you are someone that people trust and enjoy to talk to, and you have to learn how to rise above that trust in a way that honors their feedback that they're giving you and still maintains the confidentiality of your role. A big area of, I think, discontent with HR practitioners is you end up having to separate yourself from the rest of the people that you're working with in some way so that they all believe in your confidentiality and your discretion and your ability to keep their information confidential. And that's a hard balance for people to learn, because you want to be their friend, you want to be there to receive their confidences and even honestly to hear a little bit of the gossip and hear a little bit about what's going on in the organization. And that's really valuable, but you have to learn how to kind of rise above that and intake that information while not offering and volunteering information yourself, so that you are seen as someone who they can trust, but you're also a part of them. It's a really fine balance to figure out how to do that. And a lot of ways you're going to have to separate yourself from that pack, as I said earlier, and that's a really hard thing to do, but you can do it while still maintaining a friendly, open, honest demeanor. And I think that's the toughest thing for people who are just learning how to be in HR. But the most important thing that we do is be an advocate for both the employee and the employer, and you're going to have to learn how to navigate those two areas very carefully. A great resource for me, many great resources for me, include, of course, the membership in SHRM, which I think is a fundamental. Everyone should be a member. You should be constantly reinforcing your information and learning with online resources. But honestly, I find my network of mentors and past coworkers and any connection that I can make in HR, you have to maintain those relationships, because there are so many different perspectives that are valuable. And sometimes in HR we work in a vacuum because we have to some extent isolate ourselves from the rest of the organization. So we don't always have that resource internally to a company. So you have to be able to widen your network externally to get as many resources as possible. A behavior or habit I have that makes me productive, maintaining my health. I make sure that I get up at the same time every morning. I work out every morning. I maintain a regular schedule. My health, my wellness is, for me, an example to my team and the rest of the company on dedication and fortitude and commitment, and it's critical for me. Most excited about working on this year for my company where I'm new. I'm 3 months in, figuring out who we are and actually defining that culture. It's hard as HR. Sometimes you are the beacon of culture, and sometimes you are just the receptor and you're just getting information fed to you. I want to be very proactive in figuring out my company and leading us forward in driving initiatives such as performance evaluations and feedback and volunteer activities and social activities, and doing a lot to define our company as some place that people want to come and join. I think if I gave myself any advice, it would be, don't necessarily chase a title. A title isn't the most important thing in your career. It's expanding your responsibility, expanding your scope of accountability, and building trust in a company with the leadership team, and not focusing on necessarily your level in a company or your title, the influence that you have. And I was in some ways very focused on the next move in my career. I think I'm glad I did so, but I think it's very important to focus on building your relationships with your leadership team and your managers, and that paves the way for your future more than anything. This is not a career for everyone, and if you don't love it, really think about why you're in this. You really have to love the concepts of employee development and process and coaching, and if negotiating and navigating conflicts are intimidating, this is not the role for you, because you will do it on a daily basis. And I think you have to save a little bit of yourself every day, and if you do that, you'll be successful.